They suck. They suck. The roster sucks. The players suck. Everybody's tired. Everybody's hurt. Tobias has some type of flu illness. I don't know what's going on with Tobias. I don't know if this team is gonna make the playoffs. But yeah, man. Welcome back to the Off the Cliff Show, brought to you by 14th and Market. Today we're going to talk about or get into Joel Embiid, his knee surgery, his procedure, whatever they want to call it. He just had that today. Talk a little bit about Tyrese Maxey's 51-point game, even though he has sucked since. We also have a giveaway going on. All you have to do is follow the Off the Cliff Show Instagram page, and that is at the Off the Cliff Show Instagram page, and you could win a Tyrese Maxey Slam t-shirt celebrating his first All-Star appearance. So we're giving away probably about 5 to 10 of those t-shirts. So definitely that's all you have to do to enter. Go to, again, follow the Off the Cliff Instagram or the Off the Cliff Show Instagram page. All you have to do, give a follow, help get our followers up. Also, if you are listening right now on YouTube, need you to take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, post a comment if you want. If you're listening on any podcast stream, make sure you subscribe. You hit the you rate it 5 stars. Yeah, man, shows a lot of support to me. That's all you have to do. Everything is free, so go ahead, do that for me. But yeah, man, here's the intro. Let's get into it. Yeah, so they suck. This do I want to start off? Okay, no. Let's start off with Joel. So Embiid got his surgery today. He had a procedure on his meniscus. Give me a second. Let me just pull that up. Philadelphia 76ers star Joel Embiid underwent a left meniscus procedure on Tuesday and will be reevaluated in approximately 4 weeks. So he got a procedure today. We're all wondering when he would get it because this kind of determines what they're going to do with the deadline, because the reports coming out where they didn't know they didn't know if it would be a season-ending injury. What is in my eye? But they didn't know if it will be a season-ending injury, depending on his surgery. So they had to wait for that. We were all wondering what they're going to do because of his season ending. You probably don't have to do anything at the deadline, but if not, if he's going to come back, you absolutely have to do something at the deadline. Then what was tweeted after: how Embiid's recovery goes over the next few weeks will be paramount, but there continues to be a belief that the door isn't closed on the possibility of the reigning MVP's return this season. Sources tell ESPN. So it looks like the Sixers are gearing up for him to return. This talks to me. So I tweeted out yesterday that if he is going to come back later in the season, probably close to playoffs or even 4 weeks, if he's out just a month and he's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks, if he's out just a month and he's able to come back, that is the best possible scenario for us as Sixers fans, and seeing him play is the best possible outcome for the Sixers. Now, if he is out longer than that, if they are saying he won't come back into the playoffs, which is also fine, Daryl Morey has to do something. He's on fraud watch. He has to do something at the deadline to improve this team, because they are just not built to win without Joel. The roster construction is centered around one player, and their problems are the same as I feel like they've always been as long as we've been Sixers fans: is ball handling, shot creation, and shooting. The Sixers have this idea of they just get a bunch of players that do one singular thing or two singular things instead of players that can do a little bit of everything. So like if somebody can shoot, they're only going to have shooters. He can't do anything else. He can't dribble. He can't shot create, nothing. If you have a shot creator, that's all he can do is create shots. Can't do anything else. Kind of sort of like Tobias, but they get like they have this singular mindset of we're just going to build strictly around this one player. And honestly, this is probably the best roster construction around Joel Embiid since 2017 when they had the Marco Bellinelli, JJ Redick. But this is the issue with building around just a singular player: is if that player goes out, now what do you go to as a team? How do you build an identity without that star player? Now, granted, Joel Embiid is the best player in the NBA right now, so of course you're going to lose games when he's not playing. That's just duh. But the way this team looks right now, after their loss last night to who did they play last night? Oh, they played the Dallas Mavericks with a fully healthy Luka and Kyrie. They just look bad, man. Like they can't shot create. They're gearing up. They're just the opposing team is just sending the entire defense out, selling out at Maxey, whatever screen he calls, whatever type of ISO he gets, they just blitz him. And then once he gets the ball out, nobody else can create a shot, or they don't think fast enough, and everything is just slow. Nobody knows what to really do, where they're supposed to be. It's just bad because they're in positions they're not used to being in. So teams are just going to sell out to blitz Maxey, send everything at him, and just get the ball out of his hands. And then that's just going to lead to last night, Maxey forcing it a little bit and just trying to do everything himself, which I don't think it's not fair to say right now. I don't think Maxey is that type of player right now, this early in his career. Like he's used to getting looks off of Joel and the offense running and cutting. I will say this is the best that the Sixers have looked in. I've said it before, recent years. Like they're fun to watch. While and when Embiid is on the court, they cut. They do everything that I've been begging for Sixers teams to do. They cut, they rotate. But when he's out, it's just such a loss. You can see how they depend on him for almost everything, and it just can't be that way. Like when I know they're out, Melton, they're out, Batum's out, Roko's out, but it's like these players shouldn't have this team looking this drastic, having this drastic of a drop off to where they are, I think, 10 games ahead in the playoff race, and there's a possibility they don't make the playoffs unless Joel comes back early, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Yeah, man. Springer had a good second quarter. Guarding Luka, we all know how I feel about Jaden Springer. I don't think he's good. He can play some defense. I would not take but I would not take that away from him. But everything after that, he is just bad. He forced 3 steals on Luka in like a row in that second quarter. He had 6 points, 3 steals, I think 3 rebounds as well. Yeah, I mean he could play defense. He was like the only bright spot of the Sixers last night. It's just offense. It just looks like he's not processing things fast enough, or he's just thinking entirely too much. Even on the steals that he got where he was on a fast break, it looked like he was just thinking about what he was going to do next instead of just freely playing. So and I heard a lot of people talking about like if he could become an all NBA defender. I do think he has that potential, but everything on offense is just bad right now. And I heard a couple people saying like if he could ever just do one singular thing, like I listened to Kyle Neubeck, Devon Givens, and Derek Bodner last night, and like Derek Bodner is just saying like if he could do one single thing, he could be a really good NBA player, like a really good rotational piece. While I agree, I don't think the Sixers have the time for that. Because the amount of work and seasons is going to take him to just develop one offensive skill that you can say that's what we need him for. I think it's just going to take longer, and that is kind of goes back to Doc Rivers and just not playing him enough. He just doesn't play the young guys enough. Like we just now found out Paul Reed was good last season. Doc was kind of forced to play him. So yeah, I don't think Springer matches up with the timeline. I would love to keep him as an experimental piece. I just don't think he fits with the Sixers timeline and what he could possibly be. And it's also his 3rd season. I forget how long Jaden Springer's been in the league, but like he's still young. I do think any trade that we do have, he's going to be included as a sweetener. But I mean, he had a good game last night. Sixers played hard that first half, man. They played really hard. They had the lead going in the half. Maxey got in early foul trouble, but like they stayed afloat. Then that third quarter, they just fell apart, and it was mainly defense. I think the Mavs scored 10 straight possessions, and it was a lot of the Sixers just running around like chickens with their head cut off. Like the rotations we saw earlier in the season where they were just flying, they were all just like on a string. Without Joel, it is gone. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what happens. It's like they're not communicating, or they're over helping, or they're not helping fast enough. It just went to hell. And then the Mavs just got open 3 after open 3 after open 3. And it's like they would miss, but eventually, like the first half, they were missing, but eventually you could just tell they were just going to start hitting, and you would just hope the Sixers can just keep up enough energy to like, okay, if they do start hitting, we're going to have a big enough of a lead, or we're going to be able to just stay in the game long enough to where we could just rely on Maxey and Tobias to bring us home. But that didn't happen that third quarter. They blew it wide open, and pause. but but yeah, man. They're just not, the roster construction is not good right now for to be built around Maxey. I mean, nobody else can dribble the ball. Like it's just, they can't create a shot for themselves. Nobody can just take the ball and say, Maxey, just take a break, go to the corner. He has to do everything right now as far as a half court offensive set. And it's just bad. Like, you can get it from Tobias sometimes, but again, he's dying or like under the floor. I don't know what's going on with Tobias. He's been sick for 2 weeks. Yeah, you can't rely on Maxey to be a number one right now or to face his workload. It's a good test for him to see, where he's at right now. I do think he's like a year or two away from being this possible number one guy. He might not ever be it, and that's okay. We all know he's a bona fide star though. We won't be a number one on a championship team, but like, you get it. Yeah, they're just not built well to compete with anybody, because like they just do singular things, each of them, except for Maxey and maybe like Tobias. It'll help a little bit when Melton gets back, but like this leads me into this leads me into like the trade deadline and Daryl Morey, whereas like you have to get him some type of help if you don't think that they will contend at the end of the season, or if you think Joel is going to be back. No matter what, you need to bring in somebody that can help Max, because you don't want to burn him out. So that's why I say go get a DeJounte Murray, or even if you want to do the whole, all right, Joel's not coming back, or we're just going to punt the season, you can still make trades around the margins or in the mediums of like a Tyus Jones or like one of the Bogdanoviches, like somebody that can create their own shot to help Maxey out, so defenses can't be like, all right, we just got to focus on him. Whatever happens after that, we'll live with it. Because like they were just blitzing Maxey, he would throw the ball to Paul Reed or somebody in the middle of the floor. Nobody knows where they're supposed to be at. It's a 4-on-3, but then everybody's thinking so slow because nobody knows what to do after this. The Mavs just were able to get back easily, and now it's back to a 4-on-4, and it's like, what, bro? Just go hoop, just hoop. But they can't do it. And then like Maxey ends up forcing shots. He couldn't make a layup last night. Then he eventually said it himself. He just started playing for calls, which he never gets. So that's like another issue with Maxey. Not that isn't his fault. It's the ref's fault. But he never gets foul calls. I think he went to the line 3 times tonight. But like, you have to get him some help. You have to have somebody where the defenses can take their eyes off of Maxey and then focus their attention on somebody else. And you can do that without this stupid cap space plan in the summertime, where you're essentially praying for somebody to be a star to be disgruntled, or say, I want to come here and play in Philly, especially after the Joel Embiid injury, when they're like, God damn, he gets injured every season. Like, who would want to come here? Like, you have the Maxey Embiid duo, but like, you can't depend on that, because you can't depend on Joel's health. And on top of that, the cap space plan is dumb, because instead of working with this season, working with Maxey, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre, Batum, all these players on your roster, and whoever gets shipped out on the trade, you work with that now. The cap space, you're just going to have Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, and you're going to have to build an entirely new roster. So like, it doesn't make sense. They have to get him some help now, which will help Joel Embiid later down the line if he does eventually come back, which brings me to my point of they should have made a trade earlier in the season, like I was saying, so they can get chemistry and learn how to play these games without Joel Embiid, because he would miss time earlier in the season. That's just who he is. That's just what every NBA player does. So now you have them adjusted to playing without Joel. So when he does eventually go down we weren't expecting this many games, but when he does eventually go down, or he does eventually take his rest days or his rest games off, you have a team that knows how to function without him. Right now, they have no idea what to do without him. And that's roster construction, it's coaching. And I'm not going to put all the blame on Nick Nurse, because he's done a fantastic job to start the season. But they need to figure out how to play games without Joel. They need to bring in somebody that can be a secondary ball handler, shot creator, maybe bring in some defenders. They need to bring in shoot like I don't know why they waited so long. Whoever was going to be available has been available for the past 2 months. Morey has still not made a move. And the cap space plan, which is dumb, which I think he is feeding the analysts just so they can throw scent off of whatever he has going on. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Mo Bamba sucks. Like he doesn't go attack rebounds. He just waits for it to fall to him. He has a 7'4" wingspan, and he's getting beat out for rebounds by Pat Bev. He had Kleba was getting rebounds over him last night, and then like the game before, and it's like, bro, he doesn't protect the rim. He doesn't score. He can't shoot anymore. Wait, no, he doesn't hit threes at the volume that you need him to be a stretch five. Like it's just like ridiculous shit. Like the roster, oh my god, the roster construction is so bad, bro. Once you get the ball out of Maxey's hands, everything goes to hell. And it's been like that for a while. They just don't have enough, and then like they don't value what it's like kind of like the Eagles with linebacker. Like they don't value people that can do multiple things, even on an average level. If you have multiple ball handlers on the court, that's what was I going to say? Oh, if you have multiple ball handlers on the court, that stops the defense from circling in and zeroing in on one player on offense. And then you know they're going to focus. They're like, all right, well, Joel Embiid's out. Their next star is Tyrese Maxey. We're not worried about Tobias. He's dying. Melton's out. Batum's out. Like, all right, send everything at Maxey. And he's going to see that for the rest of the time Embiid is out. So Maxey's going to have to somehow figure it out unless Morey makes a trade here by Thursday at 3 p.m. They are a frustrating team to watch right now. It's just bad basketball. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. Honestly, man, I truly don't. I mean, I truly don't. I'm just trying to make sure my camera all right. But yeah, man. Yeah, but go follow Off the Cliff page for this get that giveaway. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say about them. Hopefully, like I said, trade deadline, I will be having a podcast. We'll be doing a show on that. We have a very special guest for that episode. We'll see, man. Hopefully Morey sees what is the issue. Like I said, you can make trades in the medium around the margins just to get Maxey some help. And then if you want to go into the offseason with the cap space plan, fine. Do it. But you cannot have this exact roster go out there every single night while Joel is out and expect to compete for anything. It just won't happen. The roster construction is just not there. They are a bottom 5 team with this roster right now. And I don't think that's insane to say. Also, I know what I wanted to talk about. I didn't even write it down. Why are we all of a sudden acting like Harden is just, we should have given him the max this summer? Why did I see people on Twitter tweeting about that? Harden has had 4 games in his last 10 where he has scored under 20 points. Yeah, he's a perfect fit for the Clippers because the Clippers are already good without him. They're just healthy now. Like they have Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook. They were already good. Norman Powell, if it's a Zubac, like they would have been doing the same exact things without Harden. Harden is just now there facilitating everything. He is not some godsend that they got, and they're like, oh my God, the Clippers are winning because of Harden. No, the Clippers were already good. They just got James Harden to facilitate everything that they're doing now. He's the same. I know a lot of us don't. Well, I know a lot of Sixers fans in the fan base don't watch basketball outside of the Sixers, but if I go watch a Clippers game, he's doing the exact same thing he was doing in Philly. That frustrated all of us. Driving, looking for calls, not getting them, shooting unnecessary step back threes. He sucks at catch and shoot still. Even the play last night, even the game last night where he had 30 and even the game last night where he had 30 and he hit essentially the game winner over Trae Young. He was getting bottled. He almost lost the ball. He had some Mickey Mouse off the backboard bullshit. That shouldn't have went in. He was getting bottled. He's still the same James Harden. He had one 30-point game last night. Like, he's still good, but he's not some godsend that we like traded away that would have been any different here. Like we gotta stop doing that. Nobody's had tweets about Harden since October because he's out of our minds because he's not making so much of a difference over there in LA that we messed up. And y'all gotta also look at it like this: the Sixers are hurt, mind you. Yeah, when these players get back, they still won't be good, but they're missing the fucking MVP. So like, put that in perspective. Before Joel Embiid got hurt, we were talking about the Sixers being able to beat the Boston Celtics with one more move. So stop with the revisionist history. Nobody wanted to give him Harden the max in the offseason. So don't act like we want to give him the max now. Stop. I need y'all to stop that. Just go watch Clippers game. He's the same as Zach Harden. The Clippers are just a good team. And that's okay. We can admit that. It's all right, man. Oh, that annoyed me earlier. I don't know. Twitter. But yeah, man. That's all. So just pretty much wanted to, break down the game last night. This roster construction, what they could possibly do at the deadline. I don't know. I am in the camp of like you just give up the 2 picks for DeJounte Murray, give up the fake first that you got from the Clippers. And there's another, not the real one, but the fake, not the one later. I think it's like 2020 or 2029 or something like that. Give up the fake first you got from him and like give up another first, or you're like your first year this year, get DeJounte Murray to help Maxey out with defense, scoring, ball handling, transition, like all of it. Just get him some help, bro. We've been going all season with Maxey being the only reliable ball handler. It's time to, like go all in. And then like you can go all in for this season and then it'll trickle over because DeJounte, I think he has 2 or 3 more years on his contract. Like it'll trickle in the next season. Like it's fine. You can still build a team after that, guys. Like you're not giving up all your assets. You're still gonna have the cap space for next season. Like now you're just gonna go into the offseason with Joel, Tyrese Maxey, and DeJounte Murray. That's cool. That's a good core to build around. If you can re-sign Tobias to a lower number, do it. But don't put all your tips into free agency when Philadelphia has never been a free agency destination for players unless you're going to pay them the bag. So, yeah, man, I don't know. But like I said, we will be back for another pod or another show later this week after the trade. I think on trade deadline day at right when trade deadline ends. Hopefully the Sixers make a move. Like I said, giving away Tyrese Maxey. I didn't even talk about him being named to the All-Star game because the pod is so late, but like amazing for him. He's like our little son that we all knew he was going to the All-Star game to see. We're all so proud of him. So yeah, to celebrate him being named the All-Star. Oh, he's also competing in the 3-point contest. They announced that last night. Too. So that'll be dope to watch. It'll be fun. Hopefully Morey makes a move at the deadline. But like I said, to celebrate Maxey and his All-Star Reserve selection, we are giving away 5 to 10 Tyrese Maxey Slam Edition shirts. You got his Slam cover, you got his All-Star selection. We're giving away 5 to 10 shirts. You can pick whatever color you want. All you have to do is follow the Off the Cliff the Show page on Instagram, and that's at the Off the Cliff Show on Instagram. So go follow that. You will be entered. We will be. I will be announcing the winner Wednesday before the Sixers play the Warriors. So yeah, man, brought to you by 14th and Market. Great giveaway. If you can get a free shirt, try to get a free shirt. Doesn't take that much. If we can get to 100, we might do another 100 followers on Instagram, might do another giveaway. But yeah, man, until the trade deadline, which is in 2 days, hopefully it makes something shake. But yeah, man, Off the Cliff Show. Remember, like, subscribe. It's free. Supports me. If y'all like listening to the show, let me know. I also want to know. I don't know if I want to like every post game or like every my dog's wallet, but every post game or like 2 episodes a week or something. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna start going live on YouTube too. So whenever we do that, but yeah, special guest for the trade deadline. Make sure you tap in. Yeah, man, I'm out.